There's a motion second.
I'll second it.
Second, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion ruled. Anybody here that's not on the agenda? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just wanna thank you guys for taking care of that dumping problem over there in Old Sage. Whoever put them signs has made a huge difference.
Well, good, we appreciate it, but that was really getting to be a big, big problem.
Well, I've noticed a huge difference since them signs went up.
Yeah. Okay, next we got, want to let the BMA know that, officially, my mind went blank. Kimberly is passed her CFMO. She is through the comptroller's office. She is certified city recorder for the city of Churchill. She done a phenomenal job. She passed the CFMO less than a year. That's the most time that's unheard of. And so we need to do some business tonight pertaining to that. You got it, Bud?
Yeah,
You want to see this?
I talked to the personnel committee, and we've all decided that we'd like Kim to be the MFO, and we'd like to raise her salary to $63,000 a year.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
We have a second?
Is that how much?
63. That's basically going right around here for city recorder. We have a second? I'll second it. Discussion? Kim has done an excellent job. Our audit reports are all in place. We were way behind. The next one due in is in December, end of the year, correct? We've come a long ways on that. And so we're a lot better shape today than we were a year ago, 2 years ago.
Also, we'd like to make that Michael Shane Smith a full-time employee. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, we got one motion, we need to do it separate anyway. Any discussion? Come on.
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson,
Yes.
James Grigsby,
Yes.
Doug Tipton,
Yeah.
Dennis Dillon.
Ah, congratulations. Thanks for your hard work.
Thank you.
Very glad. Before we go ahead, Bud, you had another one?
Well, it's, Michael Shane Smith, they like him as an employee at the street department, and we want to put him on as a full-time employee from part-time, and he can go from 13 to 14.50 an hour.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Have a second? Second. Discussion? He's part-time, he's been here a pretty good while. There's reasons I don't agree why we have made him full-time, but he corrected that. So he's a good hire. They say he's a real good worker. Any more discussion? Call vote.
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson.
Yes.
James Grigsby,
Yes.
Doug Tipton.
Yeah.
Dennis Dillon.
Hi. Next, and I'll let Chris take this over with in a minute. Let the BMA know, we met, Kim and I had a meeting with First Community Bank and about our money. And we've got several $1 million. Well, it's really probably close to 5 million. Was that what it was, Kim? A little over 5 million. 5 million.
In which fund?
Different funds.
Oh, yes.
Okay. We sat with the bank and we met with them, I guess, about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And what we want to do is put this on CD. And the reason we brought it up tonight, if we wait another month, it costs the taxpayers, we will gain by doing this, we will gain between $16,000 and $17,000 a month. That's a lot of money to the taxpayers. That money's been sitting in these accounts. Now, let me caution you, this ain't the Harper money. It's not the federal money that the government gives us. It's money that is just laying there less than 100% interest. This is gonna bring it to 5.1, 5.2, something like that. But, $16,000, $17,000 a month interest drawn is a lot of money to these taxpayers. That's about $204,000 or $5,000 a year. That's a lot of money. And we wanna do it by resolution, but the reason we also wanna do it by resolution is let the BMA know, because they wanna know where the money's at, and to stay transparent. So Chris, I'll let you read the resolution. The resolution is 23-578, correct?
Yes, sir. It's a resolution designating First Community Bank as an official depository for the city of Churchill, Tennessee. Be it resolved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for the city of Churchill, one, First Community Bank with offices in Hawkins County, including within the municipal city limits of the city of Churchill, is hereby designated as a legal depository of all money belonging to the city of Churchill, Hawkins County, Tennessee. Number two, any monies belonging to the city of Churchill may be deposited in First Community Bank from time to time in the discretion of the city and its name. Number three, any capital outlay notes or tax anticipation notes issued by the city of Churchill and accepted by First Community Bank shall be signed by the mayor and the city recorder. Number four, this resolution shall continue to have effect until expressed written notice of its rescission or modification has been received by First Community Bank. Number five, all transactions, if any, with respect to any deposits, withdrawals, rediscounts, and borrowings by or on behalf of the city of Churchill with First Community Bank prior to the adoption of this resolution, parentheses, motion made and approved November 15, 2022, are hereby ratified, approved, and confirmed. Number six, the mayor, vice mayor, and city recorder, so long as they act in their representative capacity as agents of the city of Churchill, are authorized to make any and all other contracts, agreements, stipulations, and orders which they deem advisable for the effective exercise of the powers indicated below. From time to time with First Community Bank concerning funds deposited into First Community Bank, monies borrowed from First Community Bank, or any business transacted by and between the city of Churchill and First Community Bank, subject to any restrictions stated below. Number seven, the mayor, vice mayor, or city recorder are authorized to exercise all the powers listed above to open any interest-bearing, savings, or checking accounts in the name of the city of Churchill, endorse checks and orders for the payment of money, and withdraw funds on deposit with First Community Bank. Number eight, two authorized signatures are required for the execution of any instruments, including checks, in furtherance of the purposes stated herein. Number nine, the city of Churchill has, and at the time of adoption of this resolution had, full power and legal authority to adopt the foregoing resolution and to confer the powers granted to the persons named who have full power and lawful authority to exercise the same. Number 10, this resolution shall take effect upon its passage as the public welfare requiring it. It's adopted this the 19th day of September 2023, and this was voted on and approved as a bare motion, but for audit purposes, it has to be included in a resolution.
In other words, we voted to move our monies to First Community. We had a right to do that, but then we found out through impasse we were okay, but it has to be done by resolution. Correct, Chris?
Yes, sir.
And so that takes care of that and the CDs all in one.
Interest-bearing accounts,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so what's the pleasure of the board on resolution 23-578?
So,
Yes.
can we discuss at this point, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Because I'm not sure, okay.
Well, we need to
Make
get
sure-
on, we need to get on the floor first.
Okay.
and discuss it. Right?
Yeah, somebody needs to move that we adopt it.
I adopt that, resolution 23-578, make a motion to adopt.
Okay, we have a second? Second. Okay, now we can carry.
Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all know that some days I'm dumb as mud, and I fess up to it, so I ask a lot of questions. So I'm looking at number 8, which says that there are 2 authorized signatures required for the execution. So is that for example, Kimberly couldn't go down there and switch things around with just her signature?
correct. That's-
Buck couldn't go, it
Mayor
would take
couldn't go.
2.
That's a double,
Okay, that, I just
That's like
wanted
double
to.
And the reason for that, you're required 2 authorization signatures per payroll check. In other words, if I'm out, Buck, signature, because he's the vice mayor, can sign. Or if I'm out, God forbid, and Buck's out, then Kimberly can sign and call me, and my signature's on a stamp in the office, just like Buck's is. But it's gotta be required one action.
there have to be 2
Yeah.
authorized signatures.
That's what I thought, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure.
Yes.
That's correct.
I mean, we seen this opportunity and we hesitated because, that's a lot of money for the taxpayers.
So to put this in a CD, and again, I apologize, but to put it in a CD, usually there are, for example, it has to stay there for
13 months.
13 months, and is there a penalty?
There is, there's a month penalty, but the way we're putting them in, we're not putting them all in just one CD.
The-
CD here, CD here, CD here, and that way, and I don't foresee that happening in the future, but that way, if you did have a penalty, you ain't got a
Go for
penalty
just
for all of
one
it. You just got
instead
one,
of-
yeah.
Okay.
And we made that clear at the bank if we
And
can.
these are actually gonna be 4 10-month CDs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're only for 10 months,
I thought it
There'll
was
be
13.
a rolling,
Okay,
10 months,
And-
yes.
all right.
And also, what we've done in our meeting, and that Cameron and I was in, is it's compounded. In other words, if they give the city $16,000 this month, it stays in the CD and it's compounded $1. If you moved it out of CD into a savings, all you'd be getting about $16,000 is whatever that savings account's bringing you. So it's win-win for the taxpayer. We've never seen nothing like this as long as I've been here. And even our auditor and even local government asked us, why are y'all letting that money lay there? It's not making nothing. So it's win-win for the taxpayer.
Okay, thank you. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I understood it.
Any more discussion? Call roll, please.
Ken Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson.
yes.
James Brisby. Bud Tipton.
Yes.
Dennis Hill.
Aye. Another thing I need to bring up is, is it on there about the employees handbook? Is it on the agenda?
Yes.
Personnel policy?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the
You
next.
want, you want to get that out of the way now?
Yes,
Chris?
yes.
Let's do that.
This is resolution 22-577. It's a resolution to amend section 6.5 of the personnel policy, put into place by ordinance 23-507. Whereas it appears that the recently adopted personnel manual contains language that conflicts with prior action taken by the Churchill Board of Mayor and Aldermen concerning eligibility for overtime pay, and confusion exists regarding interpretation. Whereas the Board of Mayor and Aldermen have reviewed the conflict, and now therefore be resolved that the last paragraph of section 6.5 overtime shall be deleted, and it shall be replaced by insertion of the following paragraph. If an employee is required to report back to work after the end of their normal shift, they'll be given at least 2 hours work or its pay equivalent. If a fire call is the reason for the overtime, the employee shall receive credit for at least 4 hours of work or its pay equivalent, except for fire truck drivers, who shall receive credit for at least 6 hours of work or its pay equivalent. And this will be adopted the 19th day of September 2023. And I take responsibility for that for the necessity of this clarification. In putting together the personnel manual, I shortcut the overtime description when in November 15th, 2022, at a meeting, you all discussed this very issue, and I didn't get it clearly stated in the personnel manual. So, here's what that meeting, the minutes of that meeting reflect. Mayor Dennis Steele mentioned increasing the number of call hours for employees that respond to the City of Churchill fire calls. The employees currently receive minimum 2 hours for those calls. Mayor also mentioned that the city tries to rotate employees for weekend calls. Motion was made by Dennis Steele to increase minimum call hours from 2 to 4 hours with time and a half pay and rotating weekends if possible. The motion was seconded by Michael Bell and the motion carried with a unanimous roll call. Chief Mosley asked if the drivers for the aforementioned fire calls would still get the extra minimum 2 hours of pay on top of the new 4-hour minimum, which would be a total of 6 minimum hours of overtime pay. Mayor Deal confirmed, yes, that would be correct. So this is clarifying the policy so that employees, unless they're on fire calls, they're limited to 2 hours overtime pay.
Yeah. It's just some cleanup in our personnel policy that needs to be,
That's just a fire call.
Yeah, fire call.
4 hours is only for fire calls,
Yeah.
except for the drivers, and they get 6 hours.
Right, if you call out for something else, you get 2 hours.
And you get 2 hours.
and most time when you get called out like that for something else, it's longer than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, no, if it's an alarm, it falls under, it's a fire alarm, that falls under fire call. So.
Do y'all have any questions of me? It was just my error in not going to a little greater length than explained.
So does that mean we need to hire you?
Do we need to?
Maybe just chastise me.
Do we need to make a motion to correct that?
This corrects that. And ordinarily, an ordinance requires an ordinance to amend it. This is not an amendment. This is a clarification of language within the ordinance.
Okay, so do we as a board need to do anything to clarify that?
You need to, somebody needs to move to, that we modify, that we adopt resolution number 22577, and then you need a second and a vote.
I make a motion.
We have a motion, and a second,
Second.
discussion? This clears this is a good thing. Go on.
Kathy Griffin,
Yes.
Steve Gibson,
Yes.
James Bruce,
Yes.
Sept Tipton, yes, Bill.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, I hate we're jumping around, but they just, this stuff going on. I guess next we report. Oh, and before you read that, Kimberly, I want to add also, if you look at your recorder's report on the CD side, it will still be separate line item like you're getting now as a CD report. In other words, if we buy a $1 million CD for this line item, it will show on the report what that's for, but it'll be in the CD form. Okay, good.
Alright, so this is our cash on hand and investment report as of September 7th of 2023. Total checking U.S. Bank, fully closed, those are 0 balances now. Everything is in First Community Bank. In our general fund, we have $7,906,671.79. In our sewer fund, we have $2,654,435.85. In our pool fund, we have $64,662.60. Our depreciation fund is $1,306,206. and 99 cents. Our drug fund is $31,434.97. In our savings accounts at First Community, our general contingency fund is $1,385,780.95. And our general savings fund is $44,714.68. Restricted reserve one, $23,271.14. Our sewer hardship fund is $15,534.95. Our 137955-1 local government investment fund is $736.84. 13795-10 local government investment fund is $271.05, for a total checking and savings of $13,595,577.
Any questions? Thank you. What was the last vote that we just voted on all that?
The last number,
Yeah.
The resolution was 22,577 was the last.
that was shown as new
Resolution.
business B.
You what?
New business with E.
23,577 is the one we voted on?
Yes.
Okay. If y'all look, this is from Recreation, we found this out, they bring it to attention. They said our fees are too small. The Recreation Committee voted to increase the fees, if you all look at them. When I met with the Recreation Director, I said, they were just gonna start charging, I said, you can't do that, it takes a bill made to increase or decrease fees. So, you wanna read that, Chris?
These are the minutes of the Churchill Parks and Recs Commission meeting. Those present, that was August 9th, 2023. Those present were Brian Barrett, Kim Cloud, James Grigsby, Jeff Lukens, Jeff Sugar, and Cody Smith. Also present Chesley Thorpe and Kathy Christian. Meeting was called to order by Chairman Brian Barrett. Roll call is taken. Kim Cloud moved to approve the July 26, 2023 minutes as written. Brian Barrett seconded the motion, and the motion carried with a unanimous roll call. Old business. Sign-ups or departments for flag football. Sign-ups are scheduled to end August 24th. New business. Registration fee increase. Brian Barrett opened the meeting concerning registration fee increase. First sport this will be implemented in is volleyball. Current fee is $20 per person or $25 per person non-residential. The suggested fee of $30 per person, $35 non-resident per person, was proposed and accepted by all members. All Hawkins County residents will pay $30, and anyone outside of Hawkins County would incur the $35 fee. That's, I guess, clarifying non-residential status. This continues to be affordable and less than many other counties, while also offering scholarship opportunities for any child in need. Do you want to hear about the ejection of unruly fans, or is that's just
This is strictly the fee.
so? You have that before you to
What's the
consider.
pleasure of the board? Do we have a motion to increase the fees? And he told me we're still under other municipalities. They really thought this needed to be
The
done.
first sport to be implemented.
So James, you, Kathy, you
Yeah,
got it.
I make a motion that we adopt it.
Well, I'll second.
Any more discussion?
On the volleyball, the first sport, because volleyball has already started, they said that they would start with the basketball season.
That's fine. Any more discussion?
I got a question, we need to start with the basketball. Are we not just addressing the volleyball right now? Not,
No, this would be.
No, this is all, it
This
says,
would increase all.
it says the first sport this will be implemented in is volleyball.
But they've already started
With the-
taking.
okay, I got you.
Yeah, we could go back and ask for more money.
Yeah.
Right.
because it's not started. Any more discussion?
I mean, I have to say, I was very impressed with these guys. I think they talked about ways of taking payment. I think they're doing a great job, so.
No, I think we,
If someone don't have the money, we talked about, take care of that.
we do. We've always done that. Any more discussion?
Kathy Christian,
Yes.
Keith Gibson,
Yes.
James Grigsby,
Yes.
Doug Tipton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Aye. Now, have we done ordinance 23-515?
No, sir, that's the budget ordinance.
Okay, tell me what that's about.
Just correcting the budget for over expenditures in certain departments as we've done in the past.
And do we want to read that whole budget?
We have that taken care of, I think.
Okay. So what's the, orders number 23-515, we have a motion, get on the floor?
We have a motion to take that before that's read.
I'd like to make a motion to waive the reading, beyond section 3.
Okay, so we have a second? Second. Discussion,
It's worded word.
call the roll, Bill.
Kathy Christian,
Wait,
But he's asking that we will waive a formal reading
yeah,
of
okay.
section.
So
I'm
we don't
sorry,
have to read
y'all.
all of it.
yeah,
No.
Kathy Christian,
yes.
Keith Gibson,
Yes.
James Grigsby,
Yes.
Doug Tipton,
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Next, we have ordinance 23-515, ordinance of the City of Churchill, Tennessee, amending fiscal year 2023-2024 budget passed by ordinance number 23-513.
Whereas the city of Churchill adopted fiscal year 2023-2024 budget by passage of ordinance number 23-513 on June 20th, 2023, and whereas pursuant to Tennessee State Constitution, Section 24 of Article 2, no public money shall be expended except pursuant to appropriations made by law. And whereas pursuant to the Municipal Budget Law of 1982, as found in Tennessee Code Annotated Section 6-56-209, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen has the authority to authorize the city recorder to transfer monies from one appropriation to another within the same fund, and whereas Section 8 of Ordinance 513 should read, there's hereby levied a property tax of $0.9616 dollars
Just per dollar, yeah.
per $100 of assessed value on all real and personal property. And whereas expenditures for state street aid paving allocations are greater than anticipated, and whereas expenditures for long-term debt in general fund and sewer funds are greater than anticipated, see Appendix A, and whereas the sewer fund non-operating debt expenses are greater than anticipated, and the general fund debt expenses are greater than anticipated, also in Appendix A, and whereas the financial administration, public safety, highways and street department, senior center and recreation department expenditures for operating equipment are greater than anticipated, and whereas the drug fund balance was greater than original budget allocation. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Churchill, Tennessee, that changes be made to the fiscal year 2023-2024 appropriations as follows. Section 1. Ordinance number 23-515 is hereby amended by changing the levied property tax to $0.9616 per $100 of assessed value on all real and personal property, and increasing state street aid paving by $106,000. The debt schedule for the general and sewer funds have been allocated and shown in Appendix A. Financial administration expenditures have increased $10,000 for computer operating equipment. Public safety expenditures have increased $5,000. And highways and street department expenditures have increased $800 for operating equipment. Senior center expenditures have increased $9,000 for maintenance and repairs of air conditioning units. Recreation department expenditures have increased $530 for office expenses. Drug fund balance of $34,420 has been allocated to the drug fund account. All changes are shown in Appendix A. The Board, Mayor, and Alderman authorizes the city recorder to make said changes to detail the accounting system. And Appendix Section 3, and this ordinance shall take effect immediately upon passage. Appendix A is what we waived a formal reading of because it's endless numbers and accounting categories.
Do we have a motion and a second on this one?
Not one yet, we waived the. Yes. So if there are questions about any of these, we should take them after the motion is made to pass, to adopt this resolution.
Do we have another
Motion to adopt ordinance
There's a second.
2015.
second? Discussion, the drug fund was 34,000 and
So what happened was,
that number seems high to me.
well, when we got our 21 and 22 audits finalized, it was in a line item that was in our database that wasn't looked at and didn't realize what that was supposed to be. And the CPAs that did our budgets ended up calling that a drug fund amount, due to, I guess, what our past financial statements were. So I had to make sure that what the CPAs put in the financial statements matched. So it was sitting in a line item, through the general fund, that amount of money was.
So it was
That
there
should
when-
have been in the drug
Right,
fund,
it was
not
there.
just sitting in the general fund.
Right, it was there, just wasn't showing in the drug fund.
Right,
Okay.
right, so I had to move that into the actual drug fund
Okay.
account.
Because I knew that was higher than what we discussed a few months ago.
Right, because
at
since
Raven's Lake.
since I had been here, all I showed was like $1,300.
Yeah,
And when we had those audits finalized and we finally got caught up,
so you
that's
pulled
when
it
we
out of the
found
general
that.
fund, put it back in the drug fund?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Any more discussion?
Kevin Pritchard,
Yes.
Keith Gibson,
Yes.
James Christie,
Yes.
Ed Sipton,
Yes.
Ben Stille.
Next, we have holiday calendar scheduled. The reason we done that is so we can get our things out for garbage pickup and stuff like that. So, that's where we're at on the holiday schedule. So I guess we need notice to pass our holiday schedule for next year.
Yes. This way, Melissa will be able to give out the schedules as the people pay
So
their
if you look,
taxes.
New Year's, President's Day, Good Friday, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving Friday, Christmas, and, so that's what it is, we have a motion to accept the
That's
holiday.
11 days.
Yeah,
That's what
that you
we
get
have.
every year,
I'll make a motion to adopt.
We have a motion and a second.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? If you look after that page there, it gives you the holiday garbage pickup schedule and so forth. We're trying to get a heads up, get it out. I guess that's all we have. Anybody got anything else?
You all know what the lights in out the crossings.
I was down there last week, they were gonna put the arms up, And then we're waiting on power, I don't know how far they got on that. Are they up?
I don't think all of them, but they have, they're about halfway down, they did the big thing, I guess,
For the power?
yeah.
Yeah, they were waiting, I guess, for Old Slick to run power to it. And then it's out for bids, am I right on that, Bud?
Yeah.
For the first phase?
Yeah.
So that's where we're at on that. So, anybody else got anything? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We got a motion, have a second?
Yes, it was.
Need a second?
Okay.